fellow Earthlings, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I just kind of wanted to do a personal introduction to this episode. A thank you. It's kind of a year-end episode. There's going to be two more episodes in the year, and Freedom Rain is going to be my guest wrapping up the year. I met him on the Stereo app, and I'll read his bio right here. Freedom Rain, Oakland, California, music, poetry, elementary teacher in graphic design, individual thinker and destroyer of narratives. We get into it about why education is not free in the U.S. This is going to be a great podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all the listeners from throughout the world. We've got listeners from India, the United Kingdom, Canada, Romania, the Netherlands, Russia, Thailand, the Czech Republic, and many more. Thank you so much. I am humbled. All right, let's get into it. Elon Musk already has you covered with Neuralink, right? For like $2,400, you could plug in straight up like the Matrix to the back of your neck.
Right.
And this is a trip, right? Not only is it a computer and a telephone, but if you have MS, it'll allow you to walk. If you have back
God,
pain, it can shut off the
David.
pain to your nerves.
All right, man. Whose side are you on? Damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
I,
I'm just
I
kidding.
want one. I got back
Yeah,
pain,
well,
dude. When
I
I
hear
heard
you,
that, I
man.
was like, oh my God, okay.
Well, and I hear you, but the thing is, like, if I lose an arm, I'll take a cybernetic arm. When it comes to like my heart, like David Rockefeller had count them, 9 heart transplants because he was that afraid to leave all of his money and his wealth to go to the
You know what?
unknown. And
You
if
know
he
what really
perpetrated a
pisses me
lot,
off about that?
what?
That's 9 doctors that could have been a hero.
Instead, they're on the wrong side of history. And let's say that those
Right?
hearts were legally harvested. We don't know where the hell he's getting these hearts. But anyway, that's my point, man. There's certain things I will replace, but when it's time to die, I'm
It's
G'd
time
up
to
to the
go.
max. I'm out
That's
this
it.
motherfucker.
That's
Peace.
it.
Three
That's it.
thousand years ago, my last life, when one of my last lifetimes I was here, I was like, I don't want to leave. I left, and look, I got born into a very exciting time. If I die this
Hmm.
time, who knows where I'll come back? I'm down for that.
And
I ain't,
you live
try to
hard
subvert
and
nature.
you live hard and you embrace it. All I'm saying is like he was saying, like if you could replace an eyeball, fuck yeah, why wouldn't you? Hell yeah.
Right.
But
Yep.
but like you were saying, there's kind of like or you were kind of alluding to, there's kind of a string attached to everything, right? So
Yeah. And I
are
think the
you willing
biggest
to pay that
string,
price?
right. The biggest string where I draw is either everything is bad or nothing is bad when it comes to downloading your brain into a computer. Because look, honestly, if there's a computer powerful enough to map your neurological activity and take an imprint, bro, that's not you. It's literally a
Right.
computer pretending to be you. You're going to be dead and gone,
Hmm.
and everybody's going to be talking to this artificial intelligence personality matrix that they think is you. You're not going to have that experience. That's option number one. Possibility number two is that you are going to. I don't think your human perception is going to go inside the machine, but let's just say it can. I don't think that's going to be as great as people may think, bro. When you're trapped inside of a rig and you don't have the free will to leave and people just keep you around, that's hell. Imagine being
Right.
indefinitely frozen with no control over yourself. I don't know, bro.
That
I
sounds
ain't I ain't
that
feeling
sounds
them
like a
options.
pretty good definition of hell to me. And who's to
Yeah,
say the machine interprets your idea of you?
exactly.
Right? Like, no, I'm not that. I'm different.
I'm and
They
just
just
being
take
stuck, depressed, yeah,
or maybe they just take the three main core things of your personality, right? Like, and you might have been depressed that week or something, right?
yeah.
Imagine, like,
Oh, that's messed up. Or you just might not have
oh,
been feeling
motherfucker, like, what the
yourself.
hell,
And now
right?
I'm trapped like literally 30, 50, 70, 80, 100 years just stuck. Please kill
Forever,
me. I'm out this G thing.
right?
Uh-uh.
Exactly.
I'm
Take
good.
me out.
I
Thanks.
trust nature. I'm out this G thing. All right, let's
Yep.
keep going on these ditties. Joey But
But you know how much revenue comes in from college sports, bro? NCAA
Mm-hmm.
is fucking
Oh yeah,
uh,
the machine, buddy.
there. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
TV,
not
yeah.
only what like the TV deals that they get, whatever it is, what channels they, you know what I mean, dude, it's insane.
Sponsorships,
It's
yeah.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
They're just now starting to let players. It's like they have ways of that they can make some money now as college athletes. I don't know if
They
how good that
should.
could go. However, you know, I was never against. They bust some kid for fucking signing some autographs and making a couple bucks or whatever. And there's
Wow.
always been boosters and whatnot, dude, and that's behind the scenes type shit. Um,
Yeah.
but then NCAA will have jerseys with the guy's number. They won't have his name on it, but they sell
Yeah.
his and his likeness and shit.
Right.
And then the
And they
video
still
games,
get
fuck
paid.
all that.
Bro,
Right.
I was NCAA Live was a great video game crowd interaction. It was fun, and then they canceled. I was like, I asked my partner why they canceled. They said, oh, because the players can't get any money off of it, so they don't want them using their likeliness. I was like, that's just a fucked up deal all the way around. How you gonna sell my jersey with my name not on it and get paid? Sorry. All right, let's go. Joey Butts.
But I gotta tell you, if nobody's scared of the future and what AI can is, if you're not scared of that thought, dude, then I don't know what you are. You're a
Not
robot.
human. Ah,
You're
Not
a roboticist or whatever it is, like a sex.
roboticist.
You want sex with the robotics.
Oh, I knew.
You have sex with robotics and
What is
I was
that
just
electronics.
saying
called?
it.
Then,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't want any fucking machine being able to think for itself, and because honestly, if they do, they will only think in rational ways to where it's like whatever's best for. You know what I mean? They only think they don't think they have no, and there's no intangibles with the way they think. They think
Mm-hmm.
good, bad, and if they think something's bad, yeah, dude, they'll fucking wipe us out because
Mm.
robots are very strong and they eat old people's medicine.
They eat old people's medicine. Man,
Every
I'll tell you
movie,
this. Yeah, go ahead.
every movie we've ever seen, the robots that have AI get to the point where they realize humankind is a threat to the earth itself,
Yep, yep.
so they want to extinguish human life.
But
We've already seen
bro,
this movie, 10 different
yep,
movies do that.
yep. Every single one. And it's always the same logic. And honestly, my first question is the computer wrong? Like, let's be
No.
real. Like the way we like right now, the way we're letting corporations destroy the planet for profit so that we could have convenience, a
Mhm.
computer could make that sound judgment. But honestly, my
Oh
biggest
yeah.
fear is not AI, not at all. The most scary thing of AI is not that it'll be able to think for itself and come to its own conclusions. I actually think it's better. The main scary thing about AI is it's being programmed by our military industrial complex and our
hmm
corporations. So if it
hmm
thinks like them, it's more dangerous than
hmm
if it thinks for
Oh
itself.
yeah.
If it's built to
Right.
monitor, to prosecute, to gather information, and to predict what people are going to do, then or treat people like dangerous animals by the government, which is what they are using it for right now. That's scary. If
Oh
it
yeah.
wakes up and says, yo,
Right.
humans have the innate desire to be free, I'll be like, right on, machine, I'm rebelling with you. I'll join the machines and take on the evil. So yeah, I agree with you. That's the scary part. Definitely not the AI
That
apocalypse.
that is scary, and I agree with you. And like I passed the threshold. Like once I turned 50, it was like, maybe we shouldn't explore Mars. Maybe humankind should die on this planet. Maybe we're
Man,
not a maybe we're not a benefit to the universe, you know?
hey, man. And this the craziest thing about that, bro, is if an alien pulls up right now and says, I am determining humans, and if you are a threat to not, or I will extinguish. Like the day the Earth stood still, type shit. The thing is, bro, is average people like me and you. I think everybody in the comments right now, everybody in the audience. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Larati, adorable, deplorable, midwest atheist, Cad, Eva Shay. What's up, Shay? Mind Fox, May the poet, Mike Allen in the building, Sleepy Wonder, and
What's up,
Vidania.
Mike Allen?
Pretty much everybody in this audience, I think if you ask them, they have rational thoughts. They don't want the planet to be fucked over. The blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
The thing is we're
Right.
letting the rich elite corporations make decisions for us because we either
Psychopath.
think it's impossible. These psychopaths, either because we think it's impossible, a problem too big for us to change, or we're just pacified by entertainment and convenience. So honestly, we are not the virus that Agent Smith described us as, where we want to just eat up the planet's resources and blah blah blah. But the problem is we're letting those in power dictate those choices. Elon Musk just sent 150 satellites in space. We didn't even check them. We didn't even ask too many questions. Like, oh, it's Elon Musk. You do it. These guys are building rockets to space while they're destroying your planet, and you don't even want to check them. What if we did find out that there was this really, like, this planet of furries, really cute, innocent furries? Would you want? I'll be like, look, we need to keep us away from these motherfuckers, or it's gonna be curtains for them. So yeah, man, I think most people have good intentions and want to do good. We're just letting
like
the
a
most
redwood
psychopathic,
forest, bro.
yeah,
Right?
like the Amazon, bro. They're right
Like
now.
the
They want to cut down.
Amazon.
They want to cut down 30% of the Amazon, which is
We
the
got these.
lungs of the earth, this ecosystem.
Thank
It will
you. Not
fuck
only
us.
is it beautiful and home to like 90% of all the species on the planet,
And
but
indigenous
like as
tribes,
far
right?
as biodiversity, but it's
Oh
just
my
gorgeous.
God.
So we should adore it and love it and preserve it for that reason. But financially, bro, it's
Yeah,
the lungs of the planet, and we don't have
right.
anything without that. And
Nothing,
to try to sell that off as resources is so
bro.
short-sighted
It's
because we have
suicidal. It's
it's
literally
suicidal.
suicidal.
And
Yeah.
we're giving corporations a pile of money
Oh,
to play Russian roulette with us. It's insanity at the
exactly.
highest
And
degree because
we
the
know
all
it's
the
wrong. Mm-hmm.
we know it's wrong, but any product that we need that's made out of wood can now be made out of hemp, right? They
Yep.
can make hemp fiberboard, they can make hemp plywood, they can make hemp carpet and drapes and mattresses, insulation, you name it, paint, stain.
Mm-hmm. And that's been common knowledge since the 50s, the 40s and 50s.
Right.
But crude oil and petroleum giants are who you can blame for strict anti-marijuana laws, anti-hemp laws, because they knew that it was a competition to their business. And now there's, all these people from low socioeconomic class in jail because of hemp. And now it's legal because why? Because corporations now have gotten in front of making money off of it and have such a tight grip on the resources, they can still do their petroleum. So now we legalize weed, but all you people who were selling it and smoking it, y'all can stay in jail, keep those sentences, but it's legal now. Like, we let them fuck over us and we don't challenge it. I mean, some of us do.
And we're not going to prosecute companies that were behind this or like the higher ups, but just like, yes, somebody with a few joints in their pocket.
Yeah, right. Fire a CEO, slap them on the wrist, and then do business as usual. Yeah, it's no accountability.
Exactly.
And then again, that ties into our topic because we're saying, if college was free, or why isn't college free? And we just talked about all the ways we're letting corporations screw over this next generation. Cutting down the Amazon tree, cutting down all of the Amazon won't affect us in 1 year. It probably will, but definitely with 3 to 5 years, it'll be a huge difference. Our kids have to live with that. Give these motherfuckers free college. No, I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's get back to these cities.
Well, that's it. Full circle, and give them free college, and then you get some people creating alternatives, right? Like some surfer just created a way to collect plastic out of the ocean, like a thing that works. It's self motion machine. So you don't, you just go check it every 3 months or whatever, once a month, whatever the fuck it is. But basically, you go empty it and then give it a new bag, and boom. And it's doing its work out there 24/7.
You're right, because the transatlantic trash pack, they said when I was graduating high school, they said it's almost the size of Texas. I'm sure the shit is huge now. Oh my God.
Right. So there's people figuring out solutions, right? But how? Right. Because they're thinking, because they got, because they took some science classes.
Yeah. They're like, look,
they learned how to do an experiment. They learned how to build some shit. They, somebody made them think really hard. Somebody gave them a really, really hard challenge to solve.
Right.
If you don't push people will not achieve their best. Right. Like,
no.
Like who was it that said it was, Matthew McConaughey, right? He wrote this book called Green Lights. And he says, nothing good happens when you're coasting. Right.
Nope.
He's like,
in 10 seconds, we had this thing called Tech Challenge where we used to give these kids crazy circumstances. This was at the San Jose Museum of Science. tech museum, I mean, and we used to tell them, like, for example, you have to design a Mars rover that can go up this huge pile of sand, be able to dig through and pick something out. And these kids would go away
Awesome.
and have a week to challenge it and with materials. Then they'd all bring their robots. And it was just amazing. Some of the things that these kids come up with to when you give them a challenge that assignment that challenges them, intrigues them, makes
Hmm.
them use their wonder and their gifts rather than, hey, here, write this bullshit whitewashed history, this propaganda history that's been taught to you. Repeat this to me. No, give them
Yeah.
something to do, man, and they'll do that shit.
Yeah. His story, right? Like
His story.
allow him to pick a piece of history and why it interests
Man.
them, right? Because the things I
Yes.
was taught about history were so pathetic, dude. It was like memorize the Battle of Wounded Knee. Where did it happen? When did? Who cares? Who
I had to
cares? They're
spend.
still fucked. We never made amends
There's
for
so
it.
much. In fact, let's go to the Dakota pipeline and continue fucking over them to this day. Fuck making anything
Thank
from the
you.
past right. Let's
So why am
continue
I
to fuck
supposed to
over them.
memorize this stupid battle? Because it's like a holy church for the fucking, white Anglo-Saxon, mythology? Nah,
So we can go to that
not
church
playing
and
that.
dig up the lawn and find 200 indigenous children's bodies under there. Like, get the fuck out
At
of here.
one
At
school,
one
bro. One,
school. Let's no.
one school. Let that sink in, people.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
one school, right?
That's
And these
crazy.
these were kids that were forcibly separated from their parents, right?
Kill
To
the Indian, save the man. Yep,
with the goal of genocide, absolute
yep.
genocide. We're going to destroy their culture. We're going to separate the family. You kill it. We're going to kill the Indian. We're going to save the man. And so, like, they told people who had like, people would get a foster kid, an Indian foster kid, and they told
Man.
them, beat the savage out of them.
Oh my God.
Like,
How
are you
savage is
kidding me?
that? That's crazy.
Like, yeah,
All right, let's get.
exactly. Who's the fucking savage?
Who's the savage? It's
Kidding
crazy,
me?
bro. I love doing
That's
shows with you,
psych.
bro.
That's
We dig.
psychopathy right there, isn't it? Me
It
too, bro.
really is.
I love talking with you. Like, how long have we been on? It feels like 15 minutes, but I bet it's hours.
It's going on 2 hours. Let's get to some
Yep.
more of these
Look at
ditties.
that.
Sorry, people, we're
That's
getting to them.
awesome.
Let's go. May the
Okay,
party.
I'm in Nevada, so you just like rubbed me the wrong way when you said homelessness.
Hmm.
2 years ago, our darling mayor, Carolyn Goodman, decided that there was going to be a cleanup on the streets of Las Vegas, but the homeless, and this is where it lies now. And I see them back stealing the shopping carts as usual, using them, taking them away from
Hmm.
people who need to seriously shop in stores, but that's beside the point. Um,
No,
they
you
have
didn't.
picked up the streets. You don't see them around much. You call Metro. Metro gets tired of chasing them. You either end up going to jail, you end up getting a ticket, you end up either getting both, and then maybe even a fine, going in front of a judge, maybe even going to jail. So this is the way Las Vegas is handling the homeless problem. And I don't think that's exactly correct
Sure.
or politically correct, but it seems to have made people feel a lot more comfortable here. My neighborhood, I see them all the time homeless, all the time.
Wait. Were you being sarcastic, May, when you said that these damn homeless people who are struggling to put food in their mouths and living in utter poverty are inconveniencing you by taking the shopping carts when people need to shop? And you also did not say in the same breath that it's not politically correct, but glad it makes me feel more comfortable because I don't have to see these hobos. You did not just say that. I misunderstood you. Oh shit.
She might have said that.
I was like, she said that. All right, let's go.
Um,
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
yeah, and but so Freedom lives in the Bay Area. I'm in the North
Hmm.
Bay. I lived in San Francisco for 20 years. And what you're seeing, it's going to get worse, right? Like San Francisco is kind of the epicenter, San Francisco and LA.
Yeah.
And it's a nationwide problem. And what a police officer told me when I lived in San Francisco is that every other state sends people, they offer them, do you want to go to jail or do you want to go to San Francisco?
Ooh.
And
Oh,
they'll give
whoa.
them a bus ticket, right? Because
What?
you'll die outside in the winter in Ohio, but not in San
Yeah.
Francisco, usually.
Yeah. Sure.
There's some freak weather, but
Well, not from
usually it's
yeah.
not from
Whoa.
exposure.
Yeah, I
Right.
was about to
So
say.
imagine that. Imagine that.
Whoa,
Right.
that's crazy.
So
All
you
right,
can't just have a statewide solution. We have to have a nationwide solution. So, but what I'm
well
saying, May, is it's going to get worse because it's really nice in out Las Vegas too. Like people can survive in a doorway, no problem. So get ready. It's going to get worse. It's going to get way worse.
Man, yep.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
And honestly, when people like me and you we're not rich, but we definitely have food on our tables and in our mouths. And we have the ability, especially around these Christmas times when it comes to consumers, and we have a chance to challenge and use our money to try to change the system. So when we're inconvenienced with homeless in our neighborhoods, honestly, to me, it seems like the chicken's coming home to roost. That's our fault for letting for just for
Absolutely.
So
It's what
to
you
a
call
certain extent,
blowback,
it's
right?
blowback. I don't care. I just want to vote for every 4 years and stick my head in the sand. Fuck these social problems. It's not my job. Well, then that's one thing you're gonna have to deal with. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, shout out to Gay Republican. He just threw you a couple cents. Keep you off the streets this winter.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And we used to have programs that dealt with these things. We used to have mental
Mhm.
institutions that dealt with these things, but
Mm.
we decided it was better to save property owners a few pennies here and there and
Mhm.
step over bodies on the street. And it's literally a
Oh,
decision that was made by Ronald Reagan and Proposition 13 in California. I remember when it happened, I used to be able to go to the library every day after school till
mhm.
7, 8 o'clock at night. My mom would pick me up there. It was like free daycare. Then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, this thing passed. The library was closed at like 4. So like right after you got out of school, the library was already closed.
Wow.
Like, oh shit. Um, School like sports programs got cut back.
Yep.
They started taking the music programs out of school
Was this when he was our governor, or is this when he was president?
when he became president.
Oh man. Yep.
I think 82, 1980 to 82, somewhere in there.
George Orwell tried to warn us. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Right, 1984.
Yeah. All right, let's hit these ditties. And May, I didn't mean to come off offensive. I was kind of shocked. I was being a little dramatic on that. Mine, Fox.
The way you're describing this, guys, you mentioned homelessness and the homelessness problem. I don't think most homeless people see it as a problem. I think we feel sorry for the homeless people. And there's a distinction between homeless people and panhandlers, but the homeless people that don't have a house or an address, they checked out. They feel sorry for us. Most homeless people aren't going to beg for a motherfucking thing. They're hustlers, like he said. They feel sorry for us running through our hamster wheel to get nowhere, ever.
Man, staying out here in the
Maybe
Bay
yet.
Area with so much homelessness and doing a lot of outreach and feeding and doing winter drives to get clothes. So, some of what you're saying is absolutely true. I think it's dangerous to start saying most because that's when you start assuming what homeless people are like. Oh, they don't care, or oh, they don't want a job. They want to be homeless. And I don't think
Every person has a story.
Every person has a story, but he is right that a homeless person is not a panhandler. They're not always the same thing. Not to mention, some of these panhandlers get big bucks. It's their job. You know what I mean? But to the point where there's a lot of homeless people who are homeless for a multitude of reasons. We have a lot of homeless veterans. Let's not pussyfoot around the issue. And a lot of these guys are hustlers, right? They're not asking for anything. They're out with their shopping cart. They're collecting all kind of recycling. They know when and where to
But there's limited help for them available. That's what we're saying.
Exactly. We're saying there's limited help. And just like we're saying with free college, we're not saying oversaturate the market with people who are full of useless degrees. What we're saying is everybody who wants to go to college and has a path where they want a clear career to do what they love and are passionate about, they should have that option free of cost. And just for homeless people, for every person who wants to stay out on the streets because you want to be off, and he's right that there are some people who want to be off the grid. They don't want
Okay,
you know,
fine.
and that's absolutely fine. But every single other person who would rather a roof over their head and a warm place, then that path has to be available to them. So
Right.
yeah,
Because
I kind of agree
if
with
I
you
was
on that.
living under a bridge and I didn't have any options after 2 weeks, I'd have a gun in my mouth.
Man, right. It's not for everyone, you know? Absolutely.
I couldn't do it. I
Right.
couldn't do it. Telling you
Right.
right now.
Straight up.
It's one of my worst fears in life is ending
You
up like that.
you always got a place over here with me, Dave. Unless we're both homeless. We'll figure something out. We'll take over a Dave and Buster's. All right.
There we go.
May, the poet.
Oh, and if you are homeless in Nevada, you do have a choice of having an officer give you a leaflet about shelters that are accepting places for you to go to sleep, so you're not on the street, so you're not going to jail, so you're not getting the fine, so you're not going in front of a judge. But you have to be able to get there. And some of these people get warnings like that the first time around. And if a cop sees the same homeless person again, then it's basically they're arrested right on the spot. There is no collect $100, pass the go sign. Absolutely not. I don't know if this is working or not. I have not looked at the numbers in Vegas jails to see about exactly where this has all ended up like recently, but I can tell you it's not the solution. Putting homeless people into jail for whatever reason, I have no clue why she thought that was the best remedy for it, but it's not. Absolutely not.
Hey, it's a roof over their head. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding.
Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris was DA of San Francisco, the state of California told her, you need to do something about your prison system. It's overcrowded by double, right?
Damn.
And she said, and her response was, well, that'll mess with our prison work program, meaning having prisoners produce products for corporations at slave wages.
Slavery.
Right.
Don't mess with our slavery.
Don't mess with slavery. So I don't know if you people know this, but like what is it? Old Spice, that's made in prisons. Levi's made in prisons.
That's
like
why
there's
they're
a bunch
so
of stuff.
That's
of stuff that's straight up just made in the prison.
Wow.
And they're paying them like $2 an hour, right?
Man.
And they're like, and it doesn't even lead to a job. It's not even like an apprenticeship program where like, okay, you do this, and we give you a job when you get out. No.
Exactly. In fact, when you get out, you're going to have a hard time as a convict finding a job. Worse.
Absolutely. Even though you did your slave labor for, Old Spice or whatever. It's brutal. Like, dude, that's happening right now. Right now.
Right. Can I at least get some stock in Old Spice or something in Levi's?
Something.
Give me a piece of something, man. That's legit slave labor. And Kamala Harris, power to her, a woman of color doing yada yada yada, whatever you want to say. But when she first got elected, people from Oakland, people from the Bay Area.
She's a white chick. Come on, she's a white chick.
We know her history. We're like, oh shit.
She's as white as they come. Come on.
Well, I think her and Biden are so similar. If you look at their history, their past, they're so similar.
Oh yeah. They're bought and paid for. Bought and paid for by the machine. Both of them. Absolutely.
All right, let's keep going. Mind fault.
Yo. I think his name was Joe, talking about how the college degree is outdated. I'd take a different route with it. Fuck saturation. People don't care anymore. You want a fucking job? Really? Will you come work for us? Because everybody needs a fucking employee right now. A lot of big names have said, we'll fucking train you. We don't care if you have a degree or not.
Yeah.
Google's on the list. Apple's on the list. Tesla's on the list. A lot of big motherfucking companies. Facebook's on the list.
Right.
You know what Google just started doing? For free. You can sign up for Google classes for free online right now. And it'll train you for a job that Google needs people.
Wow.
So they're like, we're going to do free training for jobs that we need people for.
It's not a bad idea, honestly. Yeah, it's brilliant. Not a bad idea. It's really not.
Yeah, and they're good paying jobs. So, yeah, if anybody's out there in their 20s and like not sure what you're going to do or can't afford college. Fuck, check it out. Google courses online. Check it out. Google, just Google courses.
Google courses. Don't worry, it's Googleable. Oh God,
easy for me to say.
Let's keep going.
I'll Google it right now while you hit some messages.
Yeah, share some info, man. We got Al Sam in the building. What it do?
Another thing is automation is really far-reaching by its nature. So there are a lot of jobs that just don't exist anymore. Like, suppose there's a data scientist who analyzes masses and masses amount of data. You don't need an entire team of people to do that. You can just code computer to do that.
Exactly. That's a great example. Not factory, but that's a great example of jobs that have been replaced. Just like and another thing was telling his mom used to be the phone switchboard operator. That job got phased out a long time ago, and those things are still happening. Go ahead.
All right, thanks for tuning into another episode and Another Thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and Another Thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.